Okay. Should we start again? All right. So the question was, what was the question? How do people try making a baby? Okay. So, we talked a little bit already about how a man has a what?
Testicles.
Right.
Sperm.
Right. And the sperm are where?
In the testicles.
Inside the testicles, right? Okay. And what does a woman have?
A vagina.
She has a vagina, and then inside?
I forgot. Overalls.
Overalls? Ovaries. Okay.
Ovaries.
She has ovaries, right?
Overalls.
Overalls. And so what's the cell that's inside the testicles?
Sperm.
The sperm. And what's the cell that's inside the ovaries?
I just said it.
No, what's the cell that's inside the ovaries?
Eggs.
Eggs. Okay. Now, the sperm and the eggs have to do what? The sperm and the egg have to do what?
Kiss.
They have to kiss. And when does this happen?
If you get married.
If you get married. All right? So, if the sperm and the egg kiss, where do they do it?
Inside your body.
Inside your body. And inside whose body?
The man and the woman.
Okay. And remember, Kelly, you said that a man can't have a baby, right?
Yeah.
So where do you think the sperm and the egg kiss? In the vagina, not the penis, right? But it's actually, how does the sperm get from the testicles into the vagina? Kelly.
I don't want to finish my soup.
Okay, that's fine. You don't have to finish your soup. So how does the sperm get to the egg? Kyle.
Okay. The sperm gets to the egg.
Because
Why?
the sperm and the egg have to get together to make a baby, right?
Yeah,
Okay, so
so-
how does the sperm get to the egg?
You have to hug in order for them to get to the egg. In order for the sperm to get to the egg.
Okay, and so where are the sperm?
Sperm is inside the testicle.
And where's the egg?
Inside the vagina.
Well, it's not in the vagina,
In the ovary.
in the ovaries, okay?
I almost said overalls again.
And then there's a little tube that leads from the ovaries down into another place called the uterus.
That's where the baby is right below the belly button.
Oh, very good. The uterus is below the belly button, okay? And the uterus is up above the vagina. All right? Now, how?
It's right there.
It's a little lower than that. That's about right.
It's like
Okay.
right here.
And so, how does the sperm get to the egg? Because once the sperm and the egg get together and they kiss, like you said, then a baby starts being made. So how does that sperm get to the egg?
Does the egg crack?
The egg, actually, the egg does sort of crack. It leaves the ovary, and when it leaves the ovary, it's kind of like cracking an egg. Okay? Now, how does that sperm get to meet the egg and kiss? How do you think? You said hugging?
Like if you hug or you kiss somebody, then your kisses could go through your body.
Okay. And where are the sperm?
In your vagina.
Not yet.
I mean, in your penis.
I think Kyle's pointing to it. Where?
In your testicles.
In the testicles. How do you think the sperm get out of the testicles?
Does it go from your penis?
Yes, it does. Okay? So the sperm come out of the penis. Then where do you think the penis goes to get to the egg?
There's a woman's body.
Yeah. How?
From the vagina.
Got it. So, we talked about this already, right? When you're a lot older, what happens is that a man puts his penis where?
To woman's vagina.
into the woman's vagina. You got it. Okay? And when this happens,
Bark!
Hey, come on!
when this happens, what leaves the man's body?
Sperm.
And where does it go?
Into the vagina.
Right? And then it goes up the vagina into what?
The egg.
Close. Okay?
Ovary.
Close. What's
I almost said overall
what's the part that's right above the vagina? Starts with a U.
The uterus.
Very good. And that's where the egg is sitting.
Hey, how are you?
And so the sperm then go and do what to the egg?
6-0.
It like kiss.
Exactly. It kisses the egg. Now, as soon as the sperm kisses the egg, where does the sperm go?
Into the egg.
Inside the egg. And when that happens,
Then the dad is your dad.
and a mom. Okay? And so when that happens, that's
The
when a
egg.
baby starts being made.
But how do you want it?
What?
I don't know, but like, how does the egg crack?
Well, it doesn't really crack. It leaves the ovary and it travels to the uterus, and then it sits there. And then
why would they call it a uterus?
that is a good question. I'm not exactly sure what uterus means. Maybe it means like home or house.
Like the egg's house.
Right, exactly. And where else? What else lives there for a long time?
The baby.
The baby. So right, that might be a kind of a home or a house for it, right?
So the baby doesn't just get left alone.
Exactly. So then, what
But
happens?
if you want twins, then the baby can stay with the egg because the baby will have two.
That's right. And if you have twins, it means you either have two eggs, or one egg split into two, and two babies started growing. So let's just
Then you would have a big, huge.
That's
tummy.
true. So then, what happens is the baby starts to develop, and remember, what did it start as? Two things.
Yeah, back there.
The egg.
And
Sperm.
the egg and the sperm. Once they get together, it starts to divide and divide and divide. Remember that apple slicer you just used from Aunt Jan? How many apple slices could you make?
16.
Right, how many could you also make? And what if you chop the apple into 4? What if you chopped it into 2? See how this happens? So what happens with the baby is not like an apple slicer, but what happens with the baby is it starts with 2 cells, and then what happens?
4,
And then it makes 4,
6.
and then, well, it keeps going and going and going and going, right? And it keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and more and more and more cells. And then pretty soon,
What if you write 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13? I mean, 14,
Pardon me.
16, 18, 20.
so you can see how it keeps getting bigger, right? So if it keeps getting bigger, then what happens inside the mommy's uterus?
The baby gets to grow.
The baby gets to grow, and it gets bigger and bigger and more developed and more complex. And then pretty soon, after about somewhere between 9 and 10 months, what happens? Kelly,
I'm done with my son.
thank you. What happens after about 9 months of the baby growing inside the mommy?
The baby can come out.
That's when the baby can come out. And how does the baby come out? I'll give you a hint.
Oh, I know how he was born.
Kyle was definitely born wee.
I
Kelly?
was born like this.
Let's-
No, 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 no. Yes.
Yes, that is pretty much true. Kyle, you came flying out, and Kelly, you were very stubborn. So how does the baby come out? Through what? I'll give you a hint. How did the baby
Was
get in
Kyle's
there?
eyes wide awake?
No, he wasn't really wide awake. How did the baby get in
Come
there?
on, I'm coming out, baby. Whee!
Okay, I think we figured this out. So now, Kyle, do you understand? Because you asked earlier, how do you practice having a baby? Right? So now, how do you practice having a baby? I should say, how does a man and a woman that are older have a baby? How do they practice?
They practice by
Hold on, Kelly.
sperm goes into the air.
And how does that happen?
Penis hook onto vagina.
You got it. Okay? Kelly,
I know why a boy can't have a baby.
why not?
Because he has a teeny weeny hole in his penis.
And so where does the baby have to come out?
Through the vagina.
Right.
Because the vagina, like right there.
Yeah?
It has like a little. There's like a little hole
And
where
it's
the baby can come out.
and that's much bigger than the penis hole, right? Exactly. And that's why the female, the woman has the baby, not the male.
Yeah,
Kyle.
because the woman has the hole.
Right. Kyle.
Boy doesn't. I also know why men can't have a baby.
So talk louder.
I also know why a man can't have a baby.
Why not?
Because he doesn't have an egg.
He does not have an egg, and he doesn't have a uterus, and all those things are in the woman. That's why she has the baby, right? So, but now why does a man have to be part of having a baby?
Because he
Can a woman have a baby without a man? How? Why not?
You need a sperm.
There
to
you
make
go.
a baby.
And where does the sperm come from?
The man.
You got it.
But how did Katie have a baby?
Well, there was a man. They just weren't married. So, now when is it okay to practice having a baby? Right now when you guys are kids?
No.
Why not?
Because we can't have one.
Right, but you're also
Anyways, my hole isn't big enough.
and you're also very young, right? So that's something that you do much later
Because I'm
when
a kid.
right.
But
you
I
do-
don't want to have another kid. Otherwise, I'll have to be taking care of it.
Exactly. But I think you will make a very good mother if you ever decide to be one. And Kyle, I think you will make a very good father if you ever decide that too. So does this explain it?
Yep.
All right. I'm really glad you guys asked. I think this was a great opportunity to talk about this. And I'm very proud of how mature and responsible you guys handle this.
I'm full.
I'm full too. I love you guys.
Love you. Oh,
Kelly,
uh,
is there anything else you'd like to say?
yes,
What?
that's all. Daddy.